Bro, thank you for choosing this video. Welcome back to this channel, a haven for Chelsea news updates. So find a comfortable seat and grab a drink, because this time I'm presenting 10 stories about Chelsea off the pitch that you probably didn't know. I hope to reach 300 likes. By liking this video, I'm even more motivated to provide as much news as possible and as interesting as possible for you. And finally, please comment where you're from. I'd love to know which countries are watching this video.
Chelsea returns to Premier League action this weekend against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. After a dramatic victory over Liverpool, thanks to Estevão Willian's late goal, Enzo Maresca's squad is eager to continue their positive run. However, the Blues will be without their manager, who has been given a one-match ban by the FA. Assistant Willy Caballero will take over on the touchline. However, Chelsea received some good news with the return of Trevoh Chalobah, Tosin Adarabioyo, and Wesley Fofana. On the other hand, Forest are slumping without a win in their last 9 matches. Ange Postecoglou's position is under increasing pressure, and a bad result could cost him his job. The match will be played on Saturday, October 18, 2025 at 12:30 at the City Ground, Nottingham. The match will be broadcast on TNT Sports 1 in the UK. Prediction: Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 4. Will the Blues return to Goalfest and pile the pressure on Postecoglou?
Chelsea are beginning to finalize their preparations for their away match against Nottingham Forest this weekend. The training session at Cobham was a significant one, as several international players returned from international duty. Moises Caicedo, Estevão Willian, Pedro Neto, Alejandro Garnacho, Trevoh Chalobah, Marc Cucurella, and Jamie Gittins were seen taking part in the training session. Meanwhile, Wesley Fofana, Romeo Lavia, and Malo Gusto were also present, fueling hopes that they could feature at the City Ground. The training session was intense under the direction of Enzo Maresca, who is preparing a strategy to continue Chelsea's positive run following their victory over Liverpool before the international break. With a nearly complete squad and a solid training atmosphere, can the Blues continue their winning momentum against Forest this weekend?
Enzo Maresca can finally breathe a sigh of relief. Ahead of this weekend's match against Nottingham Forest, Chelsea is reportedly set to field a nearly complete defensive squad. After a long injury woes, Wesley Fofana has recovered from a concussion, Tosin Adarabioyo is back after a calf injury, and Trevoh Chalobah has completed his suspension. Although Benoit Badiashile has been solid in their absence, Maresca now faces a dilemma. Who will be his starting duo at the heart of the defense? Reports suggest Maresca is leaning towards a combination of Fofana and Badiashile, 2 defenders with the ability to build attacks from the back, in keeping with his playing philosophy. However, statistically, Chalobah and Adarabioyo have been the most consistent this season. Chalobah is known for his leadership, while Tosin provides stability and composure at the back. However, Maresca seems more focused on the long-term vision than the numbers. With Reece James likely to return on the right and Marc Cucurella on the left, the Blues' predicted back four will be James, Fofana, Badiashile, and Cucurella. If this selection pans out, it could be the beginning of Chelsea's ideal backline for the coming seasons. Can this new combination lead the Blues back to solid form in the Premier League?
The Premier League has officially appointed Chris Kavanagh as the main referee for this weekend's match between Nottingham Forest and Chelsea. The match at the City Ground will be a crucial test for both teams who are on opposite sides of the pitch. Chelsea are on a positive run after winning their last 2 matches, including a dramatic victory over Liverpool thanks to a late goal from Estevão Willian. However, they will be without the injured Cole Palmer and Maresca's the one-match ban imposed by the FA. Assistant manager Willy Caballero will take over at the touchline duties. Chris Kavanagh will be assisted by Dan Cook and Ian Husson on the sidelines, with Tom Kirk as the 4th official. VAR duties at Stockley Park will be handled by Peter Banks, assisted by Blake Antrobus. With the atmosphere heated and the pressure high on both sides, will the referee's decisions be the deciding factor in this match?
Moises Caicedo has finally spoken out through Fabrizio Romano amid rumors of his departure from Chelsea. The Ecuadorian midfielder has insisted he remains happy at Stamford Bridge and has no plans to leave anytime soon. Previously, Caicedo's decision to cut ties with his agent sparked speculation that he was preparing to leave. However, according to Romano, the situation has nothing to do with his future. Caicedo is happy at Chelsea and is fully focused on playing for the club, said the Italian journalist. Since joining from Brighton in 2023, Caicedo has faced doubts due to his astronomical transfer fee. However, his performances have now eased those criticisms. Many even consider Caicedo to be one of the best midfielders in the world today. With a long-term contract and significant contributions in midfield, Chelsea are believed to be confident in his future. But the question is, if the poor results continue, will Caicedo remain loyal to the Blues?
Bro, Chelsea's lineup against Nottingham Forest is truly shocking. Willy Caballero will reportedly use a 4-2-3-1 formation, but with two new faces in the starting 11, Romeo Lavia and Trevoh Chalobah. Goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez, increasingly stable but sometimes still slow to read crosses. Right back, Reece James, once fit, ready to move up and down the pitch to support the attack. Center back, Chalobah, recently returned, but his energy is incredible. Center back, Badiashile, calm and composed in aerial duels. Left back, Cucurella is starting to find his rhythm. Aggressive, but often too advanced. Defensive midfielder, Caicedo. Muscle in the middle, maintaining the team's balance. Defensive midfielder Lavia, fresh, strong in distribution. Right wing, Pedro Neto, fast, explosive, likes to cut inside. Attacking midfielders Enzo Fernandez and Cole Palmer are doubtful, so there are two options. Estevan Willian, who can play in the number 10 position, or Facundo Buonanotte. Creative, brave on the ball, and with a passing vision similar to Enzo. Left wing, Garnacho, young, fast, and hungry for goals. Striker, João Pedro, needs proof. It's been a while since he scored a big goal. With this lineup, do you think Chelsea will continue their positive streak, or will Forest spring a surprise at the City Ground?
Chelsea has been hit with further bad news ahead of their match against Nottingham Forest this weekend. According to the Evening Standard, young midfielder André Santos has suffered a muscle injury and will be out until late October or early November. This situation further worsens the situation for Enzo Maresca's squad, which is already missing several key players. Levi Colwill was previously sidelined for a long time due to an ACL injury, while Liam Delap, Tosin Adarabioyo, and Dario Asugo are also still recovering. Cole Palmer has not fully recovered from a groin problem, and now Enzo Fernandez is doubtful after injuring his knee while on international duty with Argentina. With so many midfield players out, Maresca will likely make significant rotations. This injury crisis will certainly be a tough test for Chelsea as they strive to improve their performance this season. Can Maresca find a quick solution to plug the holes in the Blues' midfield?
Chelsea will reportedly be without Dario Asugo until early next year after the midfielder suffered a serious thigh injury. The 20-year-old was originally expected to be out for 12 weeks, but his recovery has taken longer than expected. Asugo was brought in from Sporting Lisbon for £18 million to bolster the midfield and provide cover for Moises Caicedo. However, this injury prevented him from making his Premier League debut, leaving a significant hole in the defensive midfield ahead of a busy winter schedule. Asugo's absence forced Enzo Maresca to adjust his lineup. Fortunately, Romeo Lavia has returned to the team and put in a solid performance against Liverpool.
His presence is a breath of fresh air, although Maresca must be careful not to injure Lavia again, as he is not yet fully fit. Isugo's injury also highlights the importance of squad depth at Chelsea, especially in the crucial midfield position. If fitness issues persist, it's possible the Blues will be active again in the next transfer window. Will Isugo's absence affect Chelsea's midfield stability heading into the second half of the season?
Chelsea reportedly rejected a loan offer from PSV Eindhoven for young goalkeeper Philip Jorgensen during last summer's transfer window. According to the documentary Ever Change a Winning Team, PSV had actually opened negotiations for Jorgensen on loan, but Chelsea firmly refused, only wanting to sell him permanently. The Danish goalkeeper reportedly agreed to the move, but the move stalled due to the club's decision. Interestingly, the report also confirmed that Jorgensen, not Robert Sanchez, was initially put on the Blues transfer list. This further strengthens the suspicion that Chelsea were indeed planning to sign a new goalkeeper, especially after strong reports of interest in AC Milan's Mike Mignon. Chelsea now claims to be satisfied with the two goalkeepers they have. However, the club's attitude in the transfer market suggests doubts about who is truly worthy of being their long-term first-choice goalkeeper. Jorgensen's situation is expected to be closely monitored, with PSV likely to make another offer in the next window. Will Chelsea's decision to reject this loan be a wise move, or will it actually hurt them in the future?